Embraced in the 12th century, Fatima Al-Faqadi is ancient among tonight's active kindred. Known within the children of Haqim as the Hand of Vengeance, she is one of the most dangerous and skilled assassins who have ever been among the kindred. Fatima is a faithful Muslim and a sworn enemy of the blood cultists of Shelgi. She once worked for Vitae, undertaking contracts for blood funneled back physically or by sorcerous rituals to her clan's fortress, Alamat. But these nights, Alamat is under Shelgi's control, and Fatima is reported to be the leader of a charge of Banu Haqim fighting side by side with the Camarilla in the Gehenna War. Evil tongues would have it she is in the fight only to find out what happened to her once lover and rival, Lucita. For her part, Fatima silences rumors with a stare almost as deadly as her knives. Greetings, Kindred. I am Voivode Maquette, and welcome back to our World of Darkness and Metaplot Monday, episode 44. That's crazy. We've been doing this for a while, but we are finally at Fatima. This was actually requested a while back ago, but I was just waiting until I came to it. And now that we are working through the lore sheets within the Camarilla book itself for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, we're finally here. We're finally here. I love Fatima. Fatima is such an interesting character. I'm most likely butchering her last name. I want to put that out there. I do not know the proper pronunciations, and I am guessing that it's Fatima Al-Faqadi. Might be wrong. If I am, and you know the difference, please give a pronunciation guide. I would love to improve myself on that one. But all in all, Fatima is an amazing character. She is a devout Muslim in an organization of kindred who went through a horrible situation, considering the fact that she's a female and also so strong within the Banu Haqim socially, or at least was before the schism between the clan occurred. But the stories are all over the place. But the fact that she might actually be part of the Camarilla group of Banu Haqim is something that's very interesting, especially since her once lover and rival, Lucita de Aragon, is now the Archbishop of Madrid. It makes it so much more interesting that these two characters are thrust together in such a fashion. But we are lucky enough in the World of Darkness fandom in Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition that a lore sheet has been dedicated to Fatima. And on that, let us see what it offers. Investing one trait gets you Weapons Locker. Your connection to Fatima, or her network of Banu Haqim, gives you access to a hidden weapon locker somewhere within your domain, or the domain you are visiting. You know from rumor or reliable sources where one of these lockers should be located. Once per chronicle, you can use this knowledge to equip yourself with a handheld weapon of your choice, subject to storyteller approval. So, high-powered weaponry that you can get without needing to do the backup work, without needing to have to afford it yourself or to have the proper resources and influences to get a hold of it. That's useful, especially if you're playing a character where especially if you're playing in a chronicle where needing that fast weapon may very well come in handy. Plus, as a storyteller, I would always say that weapons that belong to the Banu Haqim are always going to be just a little bit better than most weapons you can find on the street. Devoting 2 points to this lore sheet gets you Extended Web. Fatima once held a membership in the cult known as the Web of Knives, though the web remains loyal to the demonic Shelgi and the Alamat branch of the Banu Haqim. Some cultists from the web follow Fatima in making overtures to the Camarilla. You are either a member of the Extended Web or have close bond to those who are. You can take 3 dots allocated in allies, contacts, and mala, and assign them to members of the extended web, who may assist you for a price, or school you in the art of killing. Note that, unlike regular backgrounds, use of these dots require payment, often severe. So in this one, you actually have access to assassins who are going to help you to either arm you, or educate you, or assist you for a price. Now, this price should be big. And given the fact that we are probably talking about vampires of the Banu Haqim who are still connected to Alamat in some fashion after the schism, we are probably looking at payment in blood or access to elder vampires they could possibly destroy. And that is really something that needs to be taken into consideration when you're storytelling, is that money is almost nothing when it comes to Assamites unless you are using the taking of those resources to weaken someone else, to make them an easier target later. So that is something that storytellers really need to keep in mind, because the Banu Haqim are rich. They have access to amazing resources because of their members. Investing 3 traits gets you Missed Hit. You are one of the rare kindred to survive an assassination attempt by the hand of vengeance. Whether or not you were the target or collateral damage, you have a reputation as someone Fatima couldn't bring down. As well as granting 2 dots in status, this lore grants 1 bonus die to social pools when your survival story can be used for good effect. I like the idea of the fact that you get those extra social traits, but that you can add 1 bonus die in social pools involving that really does come up, considering the fact that you could use it for intimidation purposes. Fatima couldn't even kill me. What are you going to do? Having that extra die is going to help you out a lot, especially if you're someone who runs your mouth. And a lot of people in my game are mouth runners. So that is something that I can consider as helpful if you are trying to deal with the fact that someone is trying to get you. And that someone could very well be, in 5th edition, one of the new Camarilla Banu Haqim. Investing 4 traits gets you Recognized Judge. The Banu Haqim are meant to be the judges of other kindred. Either you were taught by the way of judgment by Fatima, or the web of knives taught you, Shirulgi's dictates. In either case, in non-Camarilla domain, you may formally announce judgment and execute a kindred without open retaliation from the ruling sect, as few wish to cross the Banu Haqim law. Your judgment does not prevent other kindred from subtly attempting reprisal. This is very interesting. I like the fact that it does say that not in Camarilla domains, because the Camarilla now have their own Banu Haqim. But in other domains that are either an independent owned area or anarch area, I'd also probably consider the Ashira in that consideration due to the fact that they are so closely tied in with the Banu Haqim. But the idea that you can judge someone and not be considered just destroying a vampire and up for punishment is very interesting when it comes to the political aspects, not barring the fact that you could actually get personal adversaries due to this. Investing 5 traits gets you Open Contract. Your relationship with Fatima is such that she has agreed to eliminate any one opponent of your choice. She will not ask questions. Perhaps your relationship is one of trust or care, or perhaps Fatima owes you. Her success is not guaranteed, but is likely. This is one of the most dangerous assassins in the world who's willing to do a favor for you. This needs to be kept in serious care. I can understand, like right now, that if in my Thicker Than Water game, if Damien had access to this, Anna Roma would be dead. This is somebody who could remove a rival for you or stop a major political opposition without any questions. So, Fatima Al-Faqadi Loresheet is well put together, in my opinion. Everything that's on here, from the weapons locker to the open contract, are things that I could see being used in my game if the player characters had, for some reason, had access to it. The background story of how your character knows Fatima or knows her circle of Banu Haqim is definitely something that people need to think about when they're writing their character history, if they're going to take this. In fact, it's very much my consideration that if you're going to write a character history and you're going to take a lore sheet, it's a good idea to write your character history around the lore sheet itself, due to the fact that each of these lore sheets are a gateway into the metaplot of Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. Now, I would like to yet again apologize for mispronunciations. I do not know how to... I'm white. I'm just going to put it out like that. I speak English, and that is it. I do not have any secondary languages, and I really wish I did, but I never took the time to learn anything. And when it comes to names... and when it comes to Fatima's name, which is a character that I have the utmost respect for, and I love this character for everything she is. She's an amazing, skilled assassin who is a woman in a man's world, even in Kindred society, which most Kindred don't consider gender. In a Muslim world where women have a place in those social structures, she has risen above to being a leader, which is admirable and impressive and a beautiful thing that she was written like that into the story. So amazing on the authors who came up with her. And then for the major Banu Haqim opposition, who's being led on Alamat by Shilgi, I am 100% positive that I am pronouncing that wrong, but I have no idea how to actually pronounce it. So thank you for whatever pass you're giving me on my horrible pronunciations. And I am Voivode Maquette. This is Our World of Darkness and Metaplot Monday, where we have just gone over the lore sheet of Fatima Al-Faqadi. Good evening.